Hello, everyone. Today, I will tell you the story of the finest battle of King David. A battle not fought with heavy armor or powerful weapons, but with courage, faith, and a simple stone. This is the story of David and Goliath. Long ago, the Israelites and the Philistines were at war. Their armies stood on two hills, facing each other, with a wide valley between them. Every morning and evening, a giant warrior from the Philistine army stepped forward. His name was Goliath. Goliath was not an ordinary man. He was over 9 feet tall. He wore heavy bronze armor and carried a huge spear. His shield alone was carried by another soldier. Standing in the valley, Goliath shouted to the Israelite army, "Choose one man to fight me. If he defeats me, we will serve you. But if I defeat him, you will serve us." For 40 days, he came out and challenged them. But no one dared to fight him. Even King Saul, the king of Israel, was afraid. Not far away, a young shepherd boy named David was taking care of his father's sheep. David was the youngest of 8 brothers. His 3 oldest brothers were soldiers in King Saul's army. One day, David, his father, said to him, "Take this food to your brothers and see how they are doing." So David left his sheep with another shepherd and went to the battlefield. As he bed, he heard Goliath shouting his challenge once again. The giant mocked the Israelites and their God. David was shocked. "Who is this Philistine that he dares to insult the army of the living God?" David asked. The soldiers laughed at him. They told him Goliath was too strong and too dangerous. But David was not afraid. Soon, word reached King Saul that a young boy was asking about fighting Goliath. David was brought before the king. Saul looked at him and said, "You are just a boy, and Goliath has been a warrior since he was young." But David answered bravely, "I am a shepherd. When a lion or a bear came to attack my sheep, I fought it and rescued the lamb. The God who saved me from the lion and the bear will save me from this giant." King Saul was surprised by David's courage. "Finally," he said, "go, and may God be with you." Saul tried to put his own armor on David, but the armor was too big and too heavy. David could barely move, so he took it off. Instead, David picked up his shepherd's staff, chose 5 smooth stones from a stream, and put them in his pouch. In his hand, he held his sling. That was all. David walked toward the valley where Goliath was waiting. When Goliath saw him, he laughed. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" he shouted. "Come here, and I will feed your flesh to the birds." But David did not stop. He shouted back, "You come to me with a sword and a spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. Today, everyone will know that there is a God in Israel. The battle belongs to the Lord." Goliath moved closer, ready to attack. David did not run away. He ran toward the giant. As he ran, David took a stone from his pouch, placed it in his sling, and swung it around and around. Then he let it fly. The stone shot through the air and struck Goliath right on the forehead. The giant stopped. He staggered. Then he fell face down to the ground with a mighty crash. The battlefield was silent. David had defeated Goliath, not with a sword, but with faith and courage. David ran to Goliath, took the giant's own sword, and showed everyone that the enemy champion was defeated. When the Philistines saw that their giant warrior was dead, they were terrified. "Tay run, Hawaii." The Israelite army cheered and chased them from the land. From that day on, David became known as a hero. Years later, he would become King David, one of the greatest kings of Israel. But his finest battle was not won with strength. It was won with belief, bravery, and trust in God. This story teaches us something important. Sometimes, our problems seem as big as giants. We may feel small, weak, or unimportant. But like David, we all have our own stones, our talents, our courage, and our faith. And when we face our fears, instead of running away, even the biggest giants can fall. Thank you for listening.